The jury has reached a verdict now in the penalty phase for a man who has been convicted of murdering his ex's young daughter and then staging it to look like a suicide.
Local 10's Leanne Morejon has been following this for us. She's live with the jury's recommendation. Leanne?
And they began deliberating just after 1 o'clock this afternoon. In the end, they came back with a recommendation of life in prison for Miguel Ruiz Lobo. We have a snippet of when that verdict was read. Let's listen in.
Jury verdict as to death penalty, having unanimously found that at least one aggravating factor has been established beyond a reasonable doubt, Section A, the aggravated factor or factors or sufficient to warrant to a sentence of death, Section B, the aggravated factor or factors outweigh the mitigating circumstance, Section D. We, the jury, unanimously find that Miguel Ruiz Lobo should be sentenced to death. No.
All right, so you heard it there. When asked, we unanimously believe that the defendant should be sentenced to death. They said no. It was very tense inside the courtroom. I must say there were multiple members of law enforcement in the room. The victim's family waited with bated breath. They were emotional. They were holding hands. In this particular case, jurors had to come to a unanimous decision if they wanted to recommend the death penalty. You may remember earlier this month, the governor signed a new law that only requires 8 out of 12 jurors to vote in favor of a death sentence, the lowest threshold for the death penalty in the country. But we're told because of the timing of the case, when that jury was sworn in, the law of the land was still that a unanimous decision must be made in order to recommend the death penalty. And so that is the threshold that this case was subject to. Now, let's take you back and remind you all what this case was all about. Miguel Ruiz Lobo stood trial and was found guilty of murder in connection to the death of 11-year-old Marta Guzman. It was a heinous crime that shocked South Florida. He has been found guilty and will spend the rest of his remaining years behind bars. For now, reporting live in Miami, Leanne Morejon, Local 10 News.
Leanne, thank you.